Vladimir Putin, of course, had his phone call with Joe Biden yesterday after they got over the mute button concerns at the beginning of that call. Of course, the U.S. is very concerned about the buildup of troops along the Ukraine-Russia border.
And also joining us now to talk about it is Missouri Congressman and member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee, Billy Lawn. Sir, welcome to Wake Up America.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on today.
Of course. Congressman, the president reportedly making it clear that if there's military escalation, there would be a strong response. Here's what the National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, had to say about that.
President Biden was direct and straightforward with President Putin, as he always is. He reiterated America's support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. He told President Putin directly that if Russia further invades Ukraine, the United States and our European allies would respond with strong economic measures. We would provide additional defensive materiel to the Ukrainians above and beyond that which we are already providing.
Sir, do you think any of this is going to deter Putin? And do you think that Biden was firm enough in that conversation?
Economic sanctions are not going to move President Putin at all. So, no, I don't think that was strong enough at all. President Trump did sell defensive weapons to Ukraine. So hopefully what they did yesterday was ridiculous, kind of like everything this administration has done. Yesterday was Pearl Harbor Day, a day that will live in infamy. I like to say that January 2021 is a date that will live in infamy. Unbelievable what our country's gone through this last 10, 11 months here.
Yeah, Rob, I'm curious what you make, and this is the question that nobody, I know you'll be talking about this today on your radio show. Nobody's talking about this in Congress, and this is something I want to get your take on, too. So let's say this morning, let's say Putin got done with that phone call and he decided to take military action and move on Ukraine. What do we do? What does NATO do?
I honestly have no idea. I think what I was concerned about, and just because the Democrats are so desperate right now with Biden's ratings, is they might do a wag the dog scenario, a very minor military incursion to distract. As far as if Putin, I just think if he goes in, it's over. Yeah. I don't think they're going to do anything. But I just
no pivot in Biden policy too. He was the vice president under Obama. They gave up Crimea in 2014. No change.
No change.
Yeah.
No, Congressman, what do you think?
Crimea Part 2 is what I'm afraid we're going to see.
Right.
I was in Ukraine whenever it was a hot war, and we went as far east as we could with Chairman Mike Rogers. And we told the Ukrainians they didn't want to take us in. And we said, no, you need to take us in as far as you can go. At least Chairman Rogers said that. And so we went in, and they flew us into an airport that didn't have any taxi lights, any lights on the runway after dark. We barely we weren't in any danger, but we barely could get out because they held us up. They wanted to come on our plane. They wanted to come on our plane that we had taken over there. And we said, no, you're not getting on our plane. And so I think that we were in a restaurant in Kyiv, and it said on the menu, they had the wine list, and it said that a wine from the temporarily occupied Crimea. And it's not temporarily occupied. And if he goes into Ukraine, it's not going to be temporarily occupied either.
Yeah.
And economic sanctions, like I say, it's going to be a non-starter for Putin.
It is so clear that Ukraine is the goal here. And I heard some of the other networks talking about this, Rob, yesterday morning, saying, well, let's say the president of Russia does want assurance from the U.S. that we won't allow Ukraine into NATO. Why not grant them that? And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, are you an American? Why would we grant him that? Why would we grant Vladimir Putin something like that?
We have Neville Chamberlain times 10. Nothing's going to happen. There's a reason why there are 175,000 troops on the Ukraine border, and he's going to go in, and nothing will be done. This is what happens.
You really think he'll go in?
Of course
This is not a bluff. This is not a Putin bluff.
No. What is he trying to accomplish? He's already got his pipeline. He's golden. I honestly, and maybe Billy, I think that we broadcast weakness around the world takes over. I think that there's a good chance China acts on Taiwan, and this happens as well. Then I don't think much is going to be done about it.
Yeah,
what do you think,
Congressman, to your point, we have China to worry about as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, exactly. I write a weekly column. It's called Long's Short Report. You can get it on my official website at long.house.gov. You can sign up for it. It's kind of insider baseball on what's going on here in Washington, D.C., where, we're involved in this gain of dysfunction research. You've heard of the gain of function research in China. Well, in Washington, we're practicing gain of dysfunction research because this place is very, very dysfunctional. In the column I wrote a couple of weeks ago, The title of it was Fiddling While Rome Burns, talking about Xi and Putin. And I don't think that Xi, even though his name's pronounced Xi, I don't think he's worried about pronouns. We're worried about pronouns and which bathroom we can use and things like that. Yeah. While China is doing hypersonic missiles, which no one, I've been trying to get people's attention on China for 11 years in this place. And I tell you, it's been very, very difficult to get anyone to pay attention. Russia shot down one of their own satellites the other day. Yeah. If they can shoot down one of their satellites, what keeps them from shooting down all of ours? And can you imagine what this country would look like, how long we would survive if we took every satellite out that we rely on daily?
I agree with you, Congressman. It's scary, and I woke up this morning thinking I don't think we're any safer after the president's phone call yesterday with the Russian president. I want to, first of all, I was in Kansas City for a number of years. Rob Carson is in Kansas City, so that's how we know each other. Pre-Newsmax, of course, you're in the Show Me State as well, who you represent in Congress. You are also an auctioneer in the Ozarks. This is a little unorthodox, but I'd love for you I'd love for you to do that. Auction off something right now, Allison. What do we auction off?
Yeah, so I mean, it's up, Congressman. It's up to you. We could auction off. We could Rob Carson.
Yeah, auction me. You won't get much.
Pick a Rob.
I auctioned between vote series last night. I went over and did an event.
Love it.
And I like to auction flags to be flown over the United States Capitol. I sold 2 down at Mar-a-Lago over the weekend for Moms for America.
Wow.
Moms for America had a lot to do with that Glenn Youngkin race, and I sold 2 American flags, $25,000 a piece.
Wow.
And it was something like this. I'm a 2,500, 7 half an ounce, 5,000, 5, 6, able to buy them 7, able to buy them $8,000, 809, 9, 10, 10, 11, able to buy them, you're out, sir, 11,000 and 12. Hit 12,000 here, 30, able to buy them 13, 14,000 here, and 15, able to buy them 15, 16, odd 16, 17. Not something important like a cat or a dog, it's just money. 17,000, 18, sir, 18 man, would you give 18, 19, you might do 21, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. Got 23 and a 4, able to 4, 25, 5, a half. Sold it $25,000 for an American flag.
You're here.
In the Ozarks, that's rap music.
That is great. That is pretty good. Big Cedar Lodge, one of my spots down there. Yeah. Congressman Billy Long, great having you on. Appreciate it. Hope you'll come back and see us real soon. That was terrific.
Thank you. I appreciate it.